Okay, while we're getting set up, our people think pretty fast on their feet. Alden reminded me of the way we're teaching our Blackfooted. We have to get into the conversational process. Total immersion is probably the best way to go. Up till now, we've been only teaching numbers, colors. They won't take you too far. One of our young people was hired by the school division, and during one of their conventions, the superintendent, we have a member of the Blackfoot Nation here. We're going to call him up here to pray. Hey, to say the traditional prayer. Gianni, I looked all over the room to see if there's any other Blackfeet in there. Honey, you could hear a pin drop, no? Honey, Aitsi'poyiiksi. Ai, oni tokska. Ai, o mahksinatsi. Oh, not toka. Honey, I counted right up to 10. After I finished, the superintendent came up, gave me $100, and said, "That's the most beautiful prayer I've ever heard." So, we have to think fast on our feet. Bon, oginitatua poko, ogenohtaattakkaa mutsiva muhkaa kanakkaa chiisini punokaiksiksinä. Hänä tää kohpukaa puutakin, mä tää kohtuukissata. Nuhkitsini kuukiksi umahkinäiksis kohtsika. Siihtaiksis sitä pii naaksaa saakisakjaksin. Hän heitiin ihkakka muhkaa otakouksikin. Teikistä pääpummuko apaksepistään niitä niuki. Umahkita pääsi on hidakistot sihpi. Kidakuut sihpä hannama kaahsaa. Otsin ihkaisimin ohkattapaksepistään hänä annesta otakouksikin. Hitini aikaakin niitä piikon hakidaaka vatsipuhtuupi. Ikaakin saa sitä pia okinuki tsihkaina on uukio aitapia kuuhpuhkanoukkuu saannok. Aikaakin saa. Hani maata tuhtuukioa sitä piiksi. Hän hohtuukis, että onks Aitsi'poyiiksi. If you look at your table, who's not listening? They're just on their phone or their computers. Saaksakiaks naaniasks kammisen huoksiska ihtauttakiupikska tsiniksis. Kiuska auaipiipist. Hänen stapia maagidaakitsi nikaakin marakatsisi jokaiseks haksika kaipimme. Keikistetsinikin jääkitän sitä ookin maata tohkoikiu niin kautsihpakitsiniksi. Marakattonu ammukaiskahkitsiniksi. Supuja pisti kannohkagidaakitsi nikuhpaa min sinä ipik. So damikaksisi joka. Ikaikahki minnoki ikaarsinooniksis kohtik Aitsi'poyiiksi. Maataikaksi Aitsi'poyiiksi kituuhkitapiiminauksi umpahkinaiski pitääkiiksi. Aumatapitsinnik ja ookimaan nohkaa taanihpi äikkitum uummattannia. Hänniäistä pi iistia miiki tietsinikko kui kimadaaksaki tsihpaatski kitaukinnattuh. Kimadakunossaki tsihpa. Mi aipihpi madaakassa muokidaakitisaki tsihpa. Kimaatistio maatsinik ja. So annaan hokidaaksi tsinikkohpaa. He nitskumukimuksi nitsimahkakiksi niin toutakkohsi. Kiikin taakumat sei kiitakihpamo niin toutakkohsi. Aamuhaa kiikoon ka toutsimahkakki no haheika skistoukiaattuiksikko. Heitä niin tsimikidaakse punihtatopina. Sitä mä ei pui. Se on mäikästi puisi. Sitten siinä on muuka kiipippi. Sitä mä takkuikia. Kiistaa kitaatsimaana. Kianna kohtia kidaaksikka kitsini. Hän näyttää kasanasta. Saakissa kiaksina ja hän sukista tuuka kaahsoaksi, muukis kauahska teeksi. Kamsukista toinen ainakin ennenkin aikanista istamatsuku. Se ohksukista toinen ainakin kiaksika käppistä pinnon mukaan. Napikaaksi aikaan ja they'll just take big stitches. Big stitches ja haksista kaikista jout sääpuut sihpaasi. Oikein kohtii kahkimen paa. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Sikiksi on tapitsinikin se mahkinääksi. Matsin nohkuitsi matsaa. Aitsi'poyiiksi Aitsi'nikin se. Sahtaa jouvissa. Tää puhata. Hän niitä puhutsi innaakkoa ja hiksi kun näitä piopaitapi sais kohtika. Hookikin ääkutsiinäkin tsinikkohpaa. Haamuhkouka saakissakiaksi nohki kakaita pioksussukuisiksi no pahtaopiksi kitaa johtaa. Hanniksi hookin ikiska humpahkäätsinikiksi. Hookiksi pioatuu mu päättäpiisini. Muhka nakkaatsiisini. Kamuani naannissuojut hokka nakkaati. Hookin niin ämskaapi matsi. Huukaani matsi tautaa päättäpi. Kannatsuu mitäksi. Tämmöisessä puukaatuu muhka niin sitä päättäpiisi. Hookin hoidunoi kakkaoppiimuksi. Hakaiksi pioatuu minä. Nohka muu punukaiksi vanniksi kaukea. Siikohtaiksi matsimaan naanista pukaapäätäpiin ohpii. Nyt se pommua. Oikein nohkatsi pommuuk. Oikein nohkata tästä dokumoinaan ei itskina eiksi. Ja ne taatsi takkaa mutsimaan ammatuussimaan. Oikein ei kakaan sukupuupan nohkaa. Mä nohkaa taanihpiä. Haskskaa niin teippuja. Kamsukitsi itse astoisatsi solkiniksi itse maada hotsi toutannes tohpa haakiksi oikein onnasna niin säävät itse maada hotsi annes tohpa kidaa hotsitsini kohpaa niin nohkanessitsini koihpi saaksakiaksina ässinähpi tunhtsitsihpi. Huukiapsa maata ikampahkiitsim ja hana ita pisko. Ita maita pui auahskatäks. Huukivukiska kautsi ennäks. Haappastu tsiipiukiks. Niksei ita maita pui ja kjötsku tuhpia. Ita etsini kuukia maanist sit saapipia. Man sitokui pia аассинагипи саписаттааппи кинноркава тама укиуааттаппарпи киссигиссистаамуу тапаркиттаарпина иссаскаани таапаккаккумаапис ауркаутиина эксаамуркай умаркаассиити оркуток нохуси таассуйо бисикамипуут капаторкаа нииссуи ниисситуи наханааққанниккорсим наркуоркуток катсииннуа ситапиппиукаасаа кассакка киноркихтаамуу тапаркиттуа экономиааниститаппи аатискинеакса нимаитаутсууккаа эксааваркаутиина ита ютитоониккаукснаа туитаппиикск мааксука писен хутака пурпя мааксуусаа тартоо мака пикскимаасаа маоркутука итаатсиника туумутааканнстиппи сей сука писи кинимастамуртискуумукаа киитскаккай оокикам сука писа якуманстаа аккай нохмо кунукааксикснаа таакпука пуутакима китаансти такипа нохмусиска сарки китаагитааниста аннака аксикакаассатсуут
Okay, I'll try to remember everything he said. So it was Laurie Plum that told him about writing on stone, told Wilton about writing on stone. And it's war chiefs, people that go on or lead war chiefs, clan leaders that take people on horse raids and stuff that would go to writing on stone. And also the people that we use as grandfathers, the ones that have the knowledge, would go to writing on stone. And there's a place there that Laurie showed him. It's a flat rock. It's about, if you put 4 tables together, that's how big it is. And so at that time, it was only these people that had all this knowledge that would go there. And the spirits would come to them and talk to them and tell them what's going to happen in the future. So if what they said was good, then they would continue on in their war raid or whatever. But if it wasn't good, then they would come back. They would return home. So it was these people that went up there to get this knowledge. It wasn't just anybody. Not just anybody could go there and use the place. And a lot of people would go there and feel the power that's there. And so people used it for a very specific purpose. It wasn't just to be a tourist, look around. But today, that's what happens. A lot of people go over there. They're just tourists, and they'll look around and do things. Whatever, just walk around and walk all over the place. Okay, so that's about.
no saako tumatappo iskohtikamuuksiska I niua takanne tuutsitappi hookimiksiska äikskimäksk sikiksi maataottamistuttuaksa viikskauksimaanaaksk kiagitsi uutapsääkimska skutsi mai niua kekkausukitsi otitokkakui pimiaappanni Aitsi'poyiiksi tausuksinnassiuumi hanniani taanikkaturpa kattuis.
So to begin with, in the past, when people would hunt buffalo, sometimes they would wound a buffalo, and wherever the wound was, there'd be a clot would develop there. So wherever the buffalo stopped, sometimes the clot would come out and there'd be a big pool of blood.
Hokimatte isakaki itsimia iskohta kuumi apani itsinnishi hauattuumia ihtaukuupska. Hokimuhaninnaak. Juukska tepi otanniks. Hudamitsi uhkusksynimiksi sahkinäksä sitapikska. Huumatukskama sudamita pituhkana skonata psonohkatsikimmaa mansta paitapiipi. Häsksahkuikskima hikashtaapsa. Hogianistimi oppitaami. Hudamistsimma sahkina. Ahkunnossimma. Muksiki tanninnooniksi aikanista ahkitahpukauppiimia.
So there was this, when back then people really liked the blood. So they would take a clot, a blood clot, and they would boil it as soup and use it for soup. So there was this man and his wife. They had a daughter. And there were 3 young men who were all hunters, and one of them was well known to be a good hunter. And so he told his wife, let's choose this young man. We know he's a very good hunter. Let's choose him to be our daughter's husband. Oh, there were three daughters, and they wanted this man to be this young man to be their son-in-law.
Hokipitsistui sudamutsa isukapsama sahkina. Hapäini istutui miksi maahsiksi. Hokimiksi otahsimmaiksi. Niitsiksemmatsimia on nuhksoksaanapsaasi sudamuhkanohkutsia uutaasaiksi. Usiikkaanoaiksi. Ja muska on nuhksakakkitaksaa sudamuhkanohkutsia mi ussuai. Hokki. Sudamuhkaani istutui miksi maahsiksema. Hokki kamsokitsi sikkitsihtätsääksi. Ja juutsiimstatsääksi. Itänssi miksi oppitaamiksi. Pinatsiissuukniiksi kinnoaiksi. Kiiksama päässä. I tuutau punjaki miksi maahsiksi. Miutkui jossain hässikimikkoa mi jossain mä tohkasit siis sukoa uumista koneenaksi sema miksi kiikaiksi annään ohkeenak äsimiisvi miksi onniksaakin mä kuhtsi hapaistumskotsiipia.
So at first, the son-in-law was really nice to his in-laws, and he fed them and took care of them. Whatever they needed, he would give them. When they first had him for a son-in-law, they gave him everything that they had, all kinds of. They gifted him everything that he had. And at first, he was really nice. He was really good, and. But after a while, he changed. He became a different man. And he wouldn't feed his in-laws, and he was more or less starving them because he wasn't feeding them. But it was of the 3 girls of their 3 daughters, the youngest one was the one that was very kind and continued to. She would take food and give it to her parents. But they were told by the son-in-law not to feed their parents anymore.
Hokima sahkina gidanistapua nohkattatuussia. Miksi utaikski niua I tumuiskujaaks miikaikaarkui hookinu I kuussiiksi haapuukkaniksi itse tajohkani puutaiksi mitsuukki miksi injo. Hookiakutiksi maasi I tassimahkatsimi maarsi. Hookikis pummukita taakutiksi. Haamuksi tuhkanistiksi mistiksi. Stokitas pohpaipieta. Numaakutitsitsipatakaa injo. Kenimadagitsi eksistipistoto. Eksistaapäiksi maasi. Kimi maarsaakita sekako stamahkaita. Kinodaakutuitsikatan. Ja istapuumaumahkina. Miksi oppitamiksi näissä pinisuk. Niksi kinnoaiksi.
So the son-in-law built a fence. He piled some logs there, some dead wood, and then he went to get his father-in-law. Told him, we're going to go hunting again. And it was known that he was very powerful. He was gifted. The young man was gifted. And so he took his father-in-law up to that place where they were going to hunt. He had chased all the buffalo into a coulee. That's where he kept them. So when they came to the coulee to hunt, he told his father-in-law, I want you to jump on these logs here. And while you're jumping on there, then the buffalo will know and they'll come running through here. And that's when I'll shoot.
Keitä kiitä kiviiksi on wahkinäksi. Mi koeta pakkeema on wahkina. Kausokitsi tahkuiski miskä naammo aina uksi injoa. Umi itse tahkuiski mistä skaapaneski tousuksen nessia. Itse kuutsimasi pitkäjä. Itse me opitaan. Hookiama soktukuupska tagiagohtita pääistumiskohsopaaki. Kiike soin ihtangaki pitääkin. Maatumoa kutsaa miahki. Hän sokohtia muiska. Hohkumiska. Hei. Tuota passibää taas tappiahta. Mie. Mä oon näistä sapsaa mie o taakakossihpia. Huumen joka. Happan joutit sapuu taakotauspua. Hän näe ohkumia. Itu mihkä tuumia, et saakapi puutimia. Kenne oot saakapi puutimia. Itse tappiaasja. Mä. Hookima wahkina. Itani hokiame bisatapia. Hokiamo kakatois.
So the young man had told his wives not to feed his parents. So one day when they were coming home, one of the buffalo was wounded and left a trail of blood in clots. So he started gathering the clots, put them all together, and then he went home. And he told his wife, I want you to make soup. Here's some blood. So she started to make the soup. Before it boiled, they heard moaning. They heard a sound coming from the water just before it boiled. So when they went over there and they looked in there and they pulled out the blood clot, and the blood clot turned into a baby. And the old man said, "This is miraculous. So this will be katuis."
Miksi on wahkitapiksi? Maumahkina itanistia meo pitam. Kamas to sinikska kitaninnonikska. Kam supuhti sitä saa kohtia muu puukai. Seinisi. Kam supuhti sakkissa. Sahkuma pio tahtaa kiikko nämä sitsimään. Aanistissa kiikko. Issuhtika kenäkin daakattoku tohpinaan. Jääkopaa päini istu tohpinaan. Ka monestakin sahkuma pio haaksi nitsäämä kissinno.
So they took the baby and the old man told his wife, they're going to hear the baby cry. So they're going to come over and they're going to ask, is it a boy or a girl? When they ask this question, tell them it's a girl. Because if we tell them that the baby's a boy, then he'll kill the boy, but he'll let the girl live.
Kiiks tämä päässiä? Nanoa mahkainoa sima katuis. Iitanis miksi minun mahkinai mikä pitääkin. Itse päätä piupa, itse puuttuu kannuksahku. Kikaiks kitsi tuokaa. Kanoamianistun mahkistonna piiksi. Hooki, maka piiksi. Kikaiks kitsi tuokaa. Numuhtitsi puuttuu kitsi päätä piupa. Mähki paumuut sahsi haamukska. Kidaiks kitsi tuokaa, eikö kun mahkistonna piiksi. Hooki yksi maka pitäpi.
So time went on, and eventually Katus became a full-grown man. And he went to his parents and he told them, God, the Creator, put me here. And a lot of big, dangerous animals have been killing a lot of people, and also bad people have been taking advantage in killing people. So God placed me here to do something about that.
Kiik. Jäänissi miksi hummahkitapiiksi. Miksi otsita piimiksi. Tää kohtumatta punaa kissoa. Ja aitoksikin mukaan, että mä kappin. Hän ei tää kohtumatta puu. Kenä niitä sit on muutsi. Kenna mokama. Ja jossimma. Kenni kiitomatta puu. Tämä kohtaa etskokskaa simuksi, kun on meänistä tunnetsi piiksi. Ihka nääsi kitsinnikaa simuksi. Meänistä tunnetsi piiksi. Haamukka kohtsamatta äisin nukkuupi. Mä tohkaa piiksi takia, se on kausokitsin takia. Sokitsistami uutta piisinä. Noita me tohkan sapaapiaa uutta piisinä. Mä katsoin siitä jo. Ja näitä katsoin muutsa. Kenni maukin äiti tokopatsia. Itse paakkuukin itseä. Itse saksi miksi. Utuu sokitsistamaiksi mä omaksistonna se piiksi. Eikä mut siipi miksi. Sokitsistamaiksi.
Hello, can you hear? Oh, good. So, Katus told the old couple, "I've been put here to do some work, to do this and that, and so I'm gonna the person that has done a lot of things to you is your son-in-law. I'll start with him." So I went over and he defeated him, he killed him. And then from there on, he went out and he went and did a whole bunch of different things with different animals. And one of them was Aitsi'poyiiksi. And Aitsi'poyiiksi was an animal that ate people whole. And so he knocked him down. He cut open his gut, and all these people came out that were still alive.
Tämä pää. Muka patsuhtika. Hän nimeämät sit sukuun ja aamuska. Umkitsikka pisain. Manokani täänsikka tuupaa. Muttuksaakkaita piskoi. Napikaaksaakkan ja Vauxhall. Hän nimeästi jo muka. Nieni niitä vaatsi pihtsen nimeä. I taupia muka umkitsikka pisaa. Keisei piskutaamaa kattuis. Maatikist pistuttuja, maatu tammistuttuja, että hyödyvit tukupatsia. Nyt saamme yksi piaksaa, otsitanikka me, umkitsikka pisaa. Kivä saaksi kimmuki. Pieniukkaat. Kidä kuhkutukas.
So time went on, and Katus went from place to place, doing different, taking care of different big animals. And he came to a place by Vauxhall, by the river there. There was a big frog, and so he went over and he fought with him. He didn't really couldn't kill him right away, but he knocked him down. And then he went over. He was going to he was going to club him on the head. And the frog looked up at him and said, "You didn't treat me kindly. You didn't take pity on me. So I want you to know that you shouldn't sleep. You shouldn't lay down and sleep."
Kiikuta isa tammukami umkitsikka pissa. Kenniikstämättä pää istutsia. Itse omattomuutsaiksi muukska umkistunnetsi. Kenhomi hei tuu hässinähpi. Maatumannistaisik tuupaat hässinähpi. Itse taapsaitappi. Itse mä maataakissa muutaakistina juk. Nikai taapsaitappi. Hoogitsit samaa joukahpi. Nakippitsenikka tuup. Siksi kaitsitapia upaitappi isoa. Utatsi muikanoa. Upaitappi isoa. Maanisti itumanisti johkawai. Piis pummuutsi. Tääkin puhkanäätsinikka tuup. Itse mahkatsi piiksiksi. Maksinaks. Jänniksä kaakaanissa annestappi kaaman. Iitomatapsinam. Kiistonoonakin päitäpiisinä. Hän ihkei muuksi ihtäitä puoli aahska täiksi. Hän kuks käinnäiksi, kautsi ennäiksi. Jänniksä akkunnimme on siinä aksisesti. Ukiapsaa maata. Eikä sitä pitää ja maata. Hän niksää kutampiskini. Itse puhujatsini katuom kiiston noon kipäitä piisin noon. Hän.
So he was cursed. Katus was cursed, and so he continued to travel around, and eventually he came to riding on stone. But of course, at that time, it wasn't called riding on stone. And Katus started to get tired, and he realized that eventually he'd have to sleep. So he decided that he was going to tell the story of the Blackfoot. our people. And he hired birds to draw everything about our lives, the way that we lived life. And so the birds started to draw our life.
Miksi ussinaksoaksi maakatuissoki miksi otsimakataksi piiksiksi sistiiksi spsinakia sikiksa asaan utkui siki kumun hän hokistona nakhtsisinnakiupa mikiska Vianisti saanikska. Madaksamuus kuunskui suoltei hakitsiskam. Uustui miksi ussinaksoaksi, miskä ikäistä paikutskiin. Tämmöiseksi naamuksookiniksi pisat sinaksiksi. Hookimisi kampuhkum sinakissa. Niitä pinsta uhkum sinakia. Kiistän on maakohtit se iksin ja maa uhkutuka maadaksta muhkriin steistä ja nemmättänistä se on noe miksi usti on sinaksi pisa taapsia niitä pinsteisin.
So those people that go there, the grandfathers, the clan leaders, the war leaders, they're the ones that will understand the petroglyphs, the markings and the paintings. They used some of the drawings were with ochre, some were with black paint, some were with blue paint, and some were with yellow. And if we try to do the same thing today, it won't take long for wind, rain, the elements to remove that paint. But over at Writing on Stone, over time, these paintings are getting stronger and stronger. And also the drawings they made were very specific. They were very well drawn. If we're to try to do the same thing today, we wouldn't do it as well as they did it back then. And we recognize that these are very skilled people. That these are very skilled drawings. We wouldn't be able to recreate them today.
Keik, niika puhsapuhtsika, muuksiska, kukskainnaiksa, kautsiinnaikska. Hapastutsi muuksi avakska täiksi. No katsis tätsinikka tuumia uustoa upäittäpiä, sauksa on kässoikska. Hookiksi on käpaajuukäiksi. Ihtäitä puoja, itse tahkuittapia, itä piikkuittapia. Itätsinikka tuumia maanassa tahkuittapia. Haamuusinaksina. Sitä miksoossa, kanniksookin ikiska niitä pakkukskäinäikskä. Piinakkuja. Ikaskin. Spitäikkoon. Haamukskäitkö näätsinikka tuumia usuuksua. Maanassa tahkuittapia. Maanassa tahkuutsimahpia. Hookikami pissätääpisiä. Maanassa tahkuittapia. Itätsinikka tuumia.
So these people are grandfathers, war leaders, clan leaders, would go over there and they would receive a gift, and it's guys like bull back fat, low horn, seen from afar, and Spitagwan, a tall man. These people were the ones that would go there. They would recognize the drawings, the coups, and that, and then they would, as a result of going there, they themselves would receive gifts, and they would draw things over there and paint things about what they did and what they saw, and the kind of gifts that they received.
Ki keikasta passina ki katuis. Hi tap say tap. Hini mates kini begin och tak sok. Kimmeut satammuke unkichika besautanike piiniukat. Kamiuka ni kikida kohkutokas. Hitani ka ki maadakstimika kohkutokas pa takum bakais takas. Kiget tokitio ki choka. Ken honestian si spakuisti ni tamit chenya ku tokani ni chinna pichi hokatist. Ho ki boksa ki tokanas kinemia. Hodamito tsaski voka. Joisko tohtaamatus mahpuask. Ani namskaks itskina iks nokaltortis the beach geo dortitais the beach maatu kiks nokaltortais the bia napi kaiksi testi iskatonas musiska sapatsimo maatitais sapatsimo ho kinnaka amatus maksi tokusknimna hamuskoginisiska Matkokkiviitsipäitä piopa kohtaamatusmosi. Houki mohkanninna kakpuukiin ikkatopia. Kennokaakansi ikkatopia katois.
So Katus got very tired, very didn't have any energy, and then, but he always remembered that this frog had cursed him, that if he went to sleep, he would turn into a rock. But he himself had some power, he had a gift as well, and he said, "I'm not just going to turn into a rock. I'm going to turn into a mountain, a big hill." And so finally, he laid down and went to sleep, and that's where the Sweetgrass Hills are. The furthest west is his head, and the furthest east are his feet. And so on these Sweetgrass Hills, they're called Sweetgrass now, but that's where the sweet pine grows, where Katuyis. And so that's what we named, our ancestors named these hills, the Sweet Pine Hills. But somehow, because of translation, they became the Sweetgrass Hills.
Hok hi iksipysata pelnä nokkonisti tsinikoka. Sakyaksina. Hok apinakuisinaks. Haamukske. Tsinikoka ni tokstohpimisti sinaksist. Hissohtakamukse kinohkaasimakkakiks. Kitawaks kakiks kakohtitauta istamatsaja. Niisti ohkutukist saaksakyaks niisigist. Kivaidaks neid spiapaita piihpaa. Niitahtais tapsuut. Hok ajuhkuusena tuusaman stapskapip. Itätapioa siiniksi ohkutukiksi. Hästä mitä puhakka eksipyssätä. Hokistipäitä piopa. Nikamatumita htia ennakkiikkaiksi. Itse sihtäisikin kitäkokkitsu puuta kähkäskskaatsemin noisti naatoapisti. Itse puuta auskistunnataapsiksi. Mä tahkuttan stopa. Hokiskä Aitsi'poiksi. No kässä puhapiksikkai kaikstunnataapi. Unikskä naapikani itsemahka. Kiane maate Mä taadista piitsi pinaa naamuksinaaksinika. Itsinä mä niin tokkipista. Spistumuukima hikipista hoogistoi. Sinaaksina piautsitskisamsio. Ut saamautuksi naapiikoiksi. Yksi naapiikoiksi sinnikin ideisksina. Sitä maatoksini. Maatoksini. Tautkeisimaa saakissa käksitin sitä nyt siinä on näkei. Kitsitä pipiuk. Iskuhtak. Matskini mä. Aamuksena niitsinammi. Mä tappi akspistumuki aksistoja. Hakkipistää hakkuutuu häkäsamat tasksin. Hoogima taanihpi. Stautsin ihkatei. Naomiaan sitä piiksmaan sinnaapua. Hiistön on aika jup. Niitsi tappi. Niitä pitappi. Hoogimiksikä. Nohkiitseksi ksaapi. Ksaapatampistinemäksi. Kaksaapi. Siksestoi. Maanist sinnaapia. Huutapi sinä itsinoja mukiska maanu toikska. Hän nohan ei täihkä tää naapiikkoon. Itsini pahtsiistutsimme aamut sikseen ihpia. Hinnaa kumahkinaa kaikitan ja naappi on nakko. Itsin oukistutsimme aamun oksikseen ihpia. Hän ihkäistän sitä ihkä tää naapiikkoon.
So some of the old men that would go over there to look at the paintings and the petroglyphs, they said you don't just look at those, but you go right down to the river valley and you look at what they call the hoodoos. You look at them and they'll turn into people as the sun travels across the sky. The hoodoos will turn into people and it looks like they're moving around, walking around. Now at that time there was nobody to keep the peace, so they said they also sent some animals there to keep everybody in line, and that's the animals that crawl on the ground. And so there was a drawing there of a man in a wagon. He had a top hat. He had a beard, and he had one horse pulling his wagon. And so the people asked Wilton, how come this petroglyph, this drawing is here? He said, I don't know, I'll have to go ask the old man. So went to see Laurie. And he said, well, that's Napi. These are people from Napi. Whatever Napi touched, he did something wrong with it. He made things bad. So that's the same thing with white people. Whatever they touch, they make it really bad. They don't do anything good with it. So that's why we call them Napi.
Saada piksikin. Kedagi nohonesti hopia patsiniko. Aamukhotsiniko, kitsiniko hopaika. Saaksaksna. Nuhtsipannupi pinnana täätsiniko neikääksti huumattaniamattuussima. Kennohkomuksisiksiks, kun niin tuotakokseni kidaks soppinna. Hännekin nohonesti hopia päitsiniko. Heikimutsiik. Oga aikaakin mä kahkumat hokotsi tsiipuisa. 2 tuuts kuutspaa mukaan. Aio niin tokska. Hännekin oikein teikko näikin mukaan. Hän.
Well, I just wanted to say a couple of things, a couple of words. I worked with writing on stone about 20 years with Mokakin Foundation. And when I started working with them, we had started up Mokakin Foundation to try and get monies to fund all different kinds of activities, especially to do with our stuff. But we ended up repatriating a lot of our ceremonial objects or ceremonial items. And I think to date, Mokakin Foundation has brought 1,500 articles from all over the world. And so anyway, Writing on Stone hired us to advise them. And so we worked with them. There was Pete, Frank, Adam, Narcissus. We all worked with Writing on Stone. So 20 years ago, they wanted to designate Writing on Stone as a World Heritage Site. And so they were working on it. And they had 5 criteria that they used to make an argument for this World Heritage Site. But the committee that oversaw the place only chose one, and that criteria was that they were working with Mokakin Foundation, working with the Blood Reserve, well, not just the Blood Reserve, but also with Blackfoot, Sweetgrass Hills all together. So it was finally successful just before the pandemic in I think it was 2019 or 2018. But unfortunately, just at that time, there was a change of government, and the UCP cut off all travel. So none of the staff at Writing on Stone could go to Baku to receive the inscription. So I ended up traveling with Canada, Parks Canada, and we got there and we got the inscription sometime around 4:30 in the afternoon. And what it is it's just a big long meeting, and it goes for about 2 or 3 weeks. And just one item after another comes up about either giving transcriptions to different sites or withdrawing them. And at that time, Korea got an inscription. Also, Australia, the Australian Aborigines had a historical site, and what it was a fish hatchery. They had 40,000-year-old fish hatchery that they had been building 40,000 years ago, and so they received that inscription. Korea got something else, and the Korean delegation had about 40 people, and they had these priests that had these costumes on. They were quite loud. For Canada, we had 6 people, and we had to borrow a flag from somebody to hold behind us. So we didn't get as much fanfare as the Korean delegation. But the other thing I wanted to add to this story is my grandmother used to tell us about Katus, and so at the beginning of the first part of the story that Wilton had told, I'd always fall asleep, and so she would start telling us the story when we were going to bed, or else we'd sit around her and she'd tell us the story. But I always fall asleep after the first chapter, and then all the other things. But there was stories about other animals that he had come to kill, and the story about Aitsi'poyiiksi, but I'd never get to those. So one of the things that Writing on Stone has always wanted to do, has always talked about, is that Writing on stone is intimately connected with the Sweetgrass Hills. And now I know what that intimate connection is. And they've been wondering about it all this time. We always knew. Okay, thank you.
Hooki ihkunito tokuikia siksikaitsittapia. Huukiska kaakitspianikkate haamuhku siksikaikkuna niukskastami kanniksokiska kokska kautsiin nikskano hatsitsina itsinsinna miikkiappi kahkahtsimataa miikkiappi stamikso tukka piikanikko hooki kistunnoon no haamukskenista noqtuutsitappi stamikso sikaniksesta mammio hooki vaan niin teitska annikseen nohka nohto tukkakki pinana vuoksiida Sigaiks kukinani hooki kauppi kaniksaaka päi itsiniki. Sigis matsi tohsiksaas. Mutta sigis puukaiksi maataa johtimeks. Minun vaikka sopa se tohsiksaas. Sitä sitten minun se tohkuskin oikein sitä tokskuk. Naapio. Itsinistut se mitä ääkistut ihmisesti. En ikäistä itse nuukistut ei kiitä kimi kakkottamaa pystyy ei kiitä aatu. Istetään sitä kokkoja. Ken ikämuksi naapikaiksa ohkuskana ken ikäistä nistään ikäte. No hoitumassa sama aamamska puhtia sinaa sokana aakopommattomia kattoisiksi. Akstaukita kokkimaa sitä oikein sinä kokkimaa. Niin on tää kopommattomia. Niaukultuksiksi.